Hello, welcome back to the channel. When I first started this series again, I thought that things would be quite easy since I've set the pace for like once a month to upload videos and stuff. But it turns out that once you have a commitment, once you have a new commitment to, film videos, and once you have a new commitment to actually do something reasonable, you kind of put pressure on yourself. You put pressure on yourself whether you like it or not. So for me, I actually did put pressure on myself because right from when I dropped the last video, I've just been thinking that what else? What should I do for March? What should I do for April? What should I do for June? What should I do for May? So I've just been thinking, and I'm like, to be honest, I don't know. So for our April reset, I'm just going to be going over some few pointers I learned, or some few pointers I actually took note of during the season of March, because every single day that went by, I was almost learning a new lesson. And it was like, I don't know if you guys ever go through this phase that some things you just never saw, you start seeing them. Anyway, so I'm just trying to say that I started paying attention more to myself this month. Took a rest when I needed to rest, took a break when I needed to take a break, studied when I needed to study. That may be a lie, but yeah. They call me sassy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Moyo K, channel name. Okay, so welcome back to another new month reset. So we're just going to bring through some things I learned in the month of March. I'm not really sure how many points these are. My very first thing that I learned in the month of March was don't dwell in the middle of a yes or no. Something kind of happened to me early this month, and it just made me realize that if I didn't choose a no, then the yes would have probably happened. I don't want to really go into so much details. I'm just trying to say that when you're uncertain about something, stop being in the middle. Just choose something, because you don't want to be left with no option at the end of the day. This next point from church, a doing triggers a strong signal, which basically means if you don't put 1% of effort, you can't expect to get any result. So basically, even if it's just 1% of effort you put, it's going to trigger 1% of results. Regardless of the situation you find yourself, just do. If you have like a paper to read, even if it's just for 1 minute, 30 seconds, just do it. It triggers a signal. It's either you continue reading, or it triggers your curiosity, or it triggers a result. So basically, if you just stay down and you're just not doing anything, you're not going to get anything in return. Life is not a competition with other people, rather with your yesterday. You know that moment when you feel like, oh, you have to outdo this person, you have to be better than this person, you have to do things this way, you have to get to this point because this person has gotten to this point. How well is my today compared to yesterday? How much have I grown? And when I mean yesterday, I don't mean like actually yesterday, because there are some times we actually fall off of our goals. There are some days we just want to be lazy. There are some days we just want to take a rest. There are some days we just want to have fun. There are some days we don't even want to bother about our goals. I'm not talking about those kind of yesterdays. So this is also a funny thing I learned about myself. Like when I have some things to do and I'm with my phone, I literally scroll through my phone as a way of avoiding responsibilities. I know in my head that I have a task to do, but it's like I don't want to start it. So this is like my way of wasting time and my way of just letting time fly without actually doing what I'm meant to do. And this is just a form of self-sabotage. So basically, stop scrolling through your phone to avoid your responsibilities. Stop sabotaging yourself, Moyo. Okay? Thank you. And to any other person watching. When I first came here, I was actually really scared to embrace change. I was really scared to be different. I was scared to try new things. I was scared to be a different person. Like I remember asking my cousin, I'm like, if I change, you still like me? And she's like, why not? But me, because I've kind of been a people pleaser, so it's really hard for me to let go of some things and just decide that, you know what, I'm changing, this doesn't bother me, whether the person thinks well of me or not, I don't care, this is the path I want to take. But it was difficult for me to choose that for myself, because I always just wanted to be there. I just wanted to be a people person. I don't have to be in the position of what if this person, what if this person, what if this person, what if me, I should consider myself. Like, I should always look out for myself. I understand that we should also look out for people, but you're also as important as the people you look out for. As long as it's not hurting another person, what you want to do it. If you feel like someone will not like you, then they were not meant to be there in the first place. Like, people are there for seasons. If you change, they don't like your change, their season is over. You move on to the next person. There'll always be someone that meets you at the point of your season. So don't be too afraid to change. Let go. Free yourself. Do things with a purpose. Don't do things with no result in mind. Do things because you're trying to get to a goal. Do things because you're trying to target something. Don't just do things because of, well, it's meant to be done. Always look for a reason to do what you want to do, because that's the only way you can actually be fully involved in what you're doing. If there's a reason for you doing something, you basically get more out of the task than if you're not even trying at all. We actually tend to focus more on areas of our lives that are growing rather than the areas that actually need help. So imagine you trying to be better, trying to boost your overall well-being, trying to boost your physical, trying to boost your mental, trying to boost your emotional, trying to boost your spiritual, and at the end of the day, out of all these things, the only thing that seems to be producing results is your physical, because you're probably going to the gym, you're probably eating right, you're probably doing everything you need to do, but then these other parts are lacking when they're meant to be holistic. So it's like the mental. If I don't correct my binge eating habits, I don't heal my trauma. So it's like, at the end of the day, all these ones, because of how weak they are, they'll end up pulling the one that is actually progressing down because they are too weak. So basically, I just want to do better. Okay, next one. Becoming a better you is not a destination, it's actually a process. You've probably heard this in like a series of phrases that change is the only thing that's constant. You're always changing, basically. When I look at my life right now, when it came to 2020, my mental health was not the best. I was experiencing a lot of self-doubt, a lot of what am I really doing with my life. I was just questioning my life a lot. And then 2021 came when I finally did my NYSC. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram, 2021, it was dark. Like literally dark. If you go through my Instagram, one thing about me is that I barely ever delete my pictures. I can probably archive them and bring them back up later. But if you go through my 2021 Instagram captions, you literally see how dark, depressing, sad, everything, how bad it was. And I know some of my friends were really bothered, and some people just thought I was playing around, because no matter how much I am affected mentally, like I don't show it outwardly, I still smile, I still laugh, I still do everything, and everybody just thinks everything is okay. Then 2022 came. Towards the end of 2021, I personally chose to be better, because that was when I was clocking 21 years old, and I was like, Moyo, you're 21. You can't do this to yourself. Don't let another 20 pass you by. Don't let another one of your 20 years pass you by without you actually being intentional about yourself. So I set like monthly goals, and then I was like, okay, this month I'll do this. I never ticked everything off my list but I always knew that it made me a better person. Like each month I was becoming a better person, and it just made me happy. It made me proud of myself. All those while that I've been like, oh yeah, I need to change, and the change has to happen now. If it doesn't happen, I'm crying. I'm not going to try again. Because of I always wanted quick results, it always made me feel incompetent when I finally reached the end of my goal, and then I just see that I actually did not achieve anything. And I finally decided to accept change as progress and not as a result. things were better for me. Just that mindset shift. The next 2 points kind of equate to this point I just did, so I'm just going to take them as like one. The first point says, I never gave myself the pat on the back I needed because other people did not recognize my success. Because other people don't see you doesn't mean you're not doing well. Then 2, everything now equates to numbers. So if the numbers don't match, your effort don't count, because people are not validating you, people are not seeing your progress, people are not seeing how far you've come, people are not seeing how better you've become. Then you just suddenly feel like everything is useless. I'm just wasting my time. No one has recognized this. No one is saying, oh Moyo, see how well you're doing now, see how better you've become. Because of everyone doesn't see it, you just suddenly feel the need to quit. I just decide that, you know what, that's it. I'm not stressing. I know how much I put into this. I know I'm enjoying what I'm putting out, and whoever sees it and it helps the person, that's fine. As long as I'm proud of myself, it doesn't matter if other people don't see what I'm doing. Because of everything that equates to numbers. So if you don't get a certain cut or you don't get a certain mark, it suddenly feels like you're not doing anything. Like the whole grading system is already one on its own. Then now come to Instagram followers, now come to like an actual job ranking, like a level ranking. It now makes you feel like because of the numbers are not matching, your effort are not matching, you're not putting enough effort because the numbers are not showing. Meanwhile, you know you work day and night, you know how far you're actually doing, you know how well you're actually doing, you know how much you have improved, you know how better you have become. But because of the numbers are not skyrocketing, you just suddenly feel like you need to do more. What more can you do? Let's be honest, what more can you do than actually just waiting for favor and just waiting for something to be better and just praying that something actually gets better? As long as you know within yourself that, look, I'm actually doing the best I can. If the numbers are not matching up, I can as well just say that is fine, even if I know within myself it's not fine. But at least, Moyo, you're doing well. Like literally just tap yourself, call your name and just say you're doing well. Like you're doing well. Okay, do the necessary work when you can, because you probably reap it when you're not expecting it at all. So all these little things that you just push aside and you're just like, oh, it doesn't count, in years it will count. And just imagine that you're not putting the effort now. Then when the future finally comes, you're like, I should have done better. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. Do good, not because you're expecting a reward. If not, you won't be able to sustain being good. Being good is a lot of work. Being a good person takes people looking down on you, takes people insulting you, makes people take advantage of you. Being a good person has a lot of repercussions. So if you know suddenly you're just going to spike, or you're just going to be like, why is no one clapping for me? Why is no one actually seeing what I'm doing? You won't be able to sustain it, because all along you're just sitting here and you're just like, all I'm receiving from these people are backlash upon all I'm being good to them. And because of all you see is the negative side, you won't be able to sustain it, because you were good for a reason. You were good because you wanted to be rewarded. Just be good because you want to be good. My laptop is currently dead, so I kind of memorized the points before it went dead, but I can't really remember the last point, but hopefully I remember it. Don't get too comfortable where you are when you know you can do better. Fine, you've reached this part. Fine, you've breathed in, you've seen it, you've lived it. Now let's move forward. Okay, we're not just going to be here. Let's go forward. There is more that can be done. There is more of yourself you can explore. There is more to you. Just don't stay where you are. Do better. Go forward. You can do better. This is my laptop is already dead, and I'm going to charge it now. I don't want to charge it here, so there won't be too much going on. I'm sorry that I didn't remember to charge my laptop beforehand. Things like that happen. So I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope the points were helpful to you as well. So these are basically just some things I learned this month that I'm just like, yeah, I'm taking it with me into April as well. So I hope this monthly reset series will be good for you, and I hope you also see some few pointers you take into the month of April and try to make your month better for you, because we have, after April, we've literally reached, I think after March, yeah, 3 times 4. after March, we've reached the first quarter of the year. So basically, you've reached the first quarter of the year. You can do a lot better for April. So there are tons actually showing through this thing. So just try to do better, try to be better, and hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.
Don't call me mean, I just want someone to love me.